Greetings at Cheating Story Lab. Share your location below, and let's dive into today's tale. This narrative underscores the idea that the seemingly quietest individual in a room could be amassing the most incriminating proof. I never imagined my wedding day would mark the demise of a 30-year marriage. Yet here we are. Life often pushes us into predicaments where silence is no longer an option. My name is Trevor, and this unfolded 6 months back. At 31, I work in IT security, and I wed my beloved, Jessica. Robert, her father, never favored me. From the moment Jessica introduced me to their home 3 years ago, he made it clear that I didn't meet his standards for his daughter. Robert heads a construction company, embodying an outdated mentality that values a man by his wealth and his dominance in conversations. In contrast, I am more reserved, earning a decent income without ostentatious displays, and I value listening over talking. To him, these traits were signs of weakness, and the engagement period was grueling. Every family gathering turned into a chance for Robert to taunt me. He'd remark that by your age, I was constructing my dominion. He believed men today were feeble, content with women handling matters. Jessica would defend me, but Robert would dismiss her. You'll grasp it when you're older, dear. The wedding planning ordeal was even more demanding. Robert sought to finance everything, which I initially welcomed until I noticed it handed him control over every aspect. He'd override our selections, make choices without consulting us, and whenever I protested, he'd argue. The one footing the bill gets to dictate. Trevor, perhaps someday you'll comprehend. But for now, let me tell you a secret. I work in cybersecurity. I possess a keen eye, recognize patterns easily, and meticulously record details. This isn't paranoia, it's an occupational reflex. 8 months before the wedding, I observed alterations in Robert's behavior. He'd slip away during family events for lengthy business calls, often lasting half an hour. Upon returning, he carried an unfamiliar scent that wasn't his wife Linda's. His phone was always screened down, and he'd grow annoyed if anyone approached it. His work hours extended late, and he embarked on trips for business, which Linda appeared unaware of. Linda, a saintly woman, has been Robert's partner for 32 years, raised their 3 children, and constructed her life around sustaining his enterprise and ego. She deserved more than whatever secretive activities Robert was engaging in behind her back. The tipping point occurred during our rehearsal dinner. Influenced by alcohol, Robert felt it was appropriate to deliver his father of the bride speech. Instead of praising Jessica, he spent 10 minutes expounding on the perils of marriage and emphasizing a man's requirement to be strong enough to guide his family. Looking straight at me, he stated, "Trevor, I hope you disprove me tomorrow. I hope you grow a spine and behave like the man Jessica deserves. Frankly, I'm not convinced you're equal to the task." The room fell silent. Jessica was embarrassed. Linda seemed to yearn for invisibility, but I merely nodded and responded, "I appreciate your counsel, Robert. I'll take it under advisement." That night, a decision was made. For months, I had been amassing proof of Robert's infidelity, time-stamped records of his questionable activities, photographs of him entering hotels with a woman other than Linda, and even an audio recording accidentally triggered when his phone pocket-dialed me during what seemed to be an intimate conversation. I hadn't intended to use any of it, but that night I changed my mind. I'm inherently not vengeful, nor do I enjoy ruining relationships, but Robert had transgressed the limit. He publicly embarrassed me in front of everyone dear to me, challenged my dignity as a man and spouse, all while betraying the woman who had given him everything. The wedding day was enchanting. Jessica looked radiant. The setting was perfect, and everything seemed to be going smoothly until the reception. Robert insisted on delivering another speech during dinner, and I knew it would only reiterate the same. I was correct. He stood up with his champagne glass and proceeded to deliver another sermon about marriage, loyalty, and what constitutes a true man. "Marriage is sacred," he declared, looking directly at me. "It demands honesty, fidelity, and courage. I hope my new son-in-law comprehends the essence of those words." The irony was overwhelming. A man spoke on loyalty while betraying his spouse, discussing truth yet living a deception, advising me on fortitude but lacking the courage to honor his marital vows. It was then that I rose. "Robert, I appreciate your insightful thoughts on matrimony and fidelity. I too have something to contribute. I retrieved my phone and linked it to the venue's speakers. I believe everyone should hear what a devoted marriage sounds like. The audio was pristine clear. Robert's voice, unmistakable, conversing with his mistress about leaving his wife Linda, expressing his exhaustion of playing the ideal husband, sharing his eagerness to be free. The room became deathly quiet. Linda's face paled. Jessica clutched my arm, unsure of what was unfolding. Robert remained motionless as his confession of his affair and intentions to divorce Linda for a younger woman echoed through the room. I let it play for roughly 30 seconds before halting it. "Robert, you requested courage from me. I believe I've just delivered," I commented. The ensuing chaos was swift and crushing. Linda arose without uttering a word and departed from the reception. Jessica's kin followed her. In the subsequent 10 minutes, around half of the wedding attendees exited. Robert attempted to speak, but I signaled him with my hand. I possessed numerous hours of this. I whispered for the nearby tables to hear. Call records, images, hotel bills, everything. You wish to challenge my fortitude? You desire to advise me on manhood? True men don't betray their spouses. True men don't mortify those who are supposed to be family. True men accept accountability for their actions. Robert departed without another word. The wedding reception persisted, but the atmosphere noticeably shifted. Some attendees showed support, while others felt uneasy following the events. Jessica found herself conflicted, enraged at me for spoiling the reception, yet appalled by her father's actions towards her mother. The subsequent weeks proved challenging. Linda initiated divorce proceedings promptly. My evidence expedited and harshly impacted Robert. His construction firm saw a drop in clients due to the fact that many were family friends supporting Linda. In their tight-knit community, his reputation was severely tarnished. Jessica and I sought counseling to navigate the aftermath. Although she comprehended my motives, she wrestled with the timing and public disclosure of the incident. It took several months of open dialogue for us to reconcile. Robert lost everything: his marriage, relationship with children, business standing, and most of his marital assets in the divorce. In the end, Linda acquired the house, half the business, and the approval of their social circle's significant members. As for me, that day taught me a valuable lesson about myself. For years, Robert's criticism made me doubt my self-worth, questioning if perhaps his assessments were true. However, strength is not demonstrated through dominating discussions or amassing wealth, nor is it about imposing one's will onto others. True strength lies in standing up for what's right, even when it's inconvenient. It's shielding the people you care about, even at great cost. It requires courage to unveil the truth when everyone else is engrossed in falsehoods. Robert labeled me weak, but weak individuals do not spend months gathering evidence. Weak individuals do not confront their accusers. Weak individuals do not risk everything to protect someone who has been wronged. Although I am more inclined to listen than talk, I am not weak. Jessica and I have grown stronger since our wedding day. We've improved our communication, aided each other in tough times, and united to counter any who seek our demise. Linda is thriving. She's dating a considerate man who should have been her treatment long ago. She thanked me for providing the proof necessary for her escape from a deceitful marriage. Often, kindness is misconstrued as weakness, quietness as compliance, and patience as fear. Robert misunderstood me, which led to the loss of everything he had built over 3 decades. I harbor no regrets about what transpired that day. I lament that it took place at my wedding. I lament the distress it inflicted on Jessica, but I don't regret uncovering the truth. Certain secrets are excessively destructive and especially harmful when used as weapons against the innocent. To anyone dealing with family members trying to bring you down, my counsel is, beware. Gather everything necessary, rely on your intuition, and recognize that true power sometimes necessitates destroying bridges that were already poisonous. Robert imparted a significant lesson, albeit not the one he intended. He demonstrated that the most boisterous voice in a gathering isn't always the most potent, and the person clamoring for respect often merits it least. Here is my account. Share your thoughts below. Did I overstep, or was Robert's public embarrassment a fitting response to his actions? Until next time.